I am Isobel Woolley, a photography student. As part of this module, I carried out a variety of fashion shoots, consisting of shooting for the Clothes Show Live project, fashion lookbooks and personal images. Also working collaboratively to set up exhibitions where I learned what it takes to be a professional. In this video, I want to focus on the challenges I faced and what I learned throughout this process, and answer the question of what it takes to be a professional in the creative industry. I started off with freelance work in the field of fashion photography. But why am I doing this? I am interested in self-employment and freelance work because it allows me to fit my work around my studies, work independently and manage my time as I wish. By doing this, it acted as a way to gain experience in the studio setting as well as in the fashion genre, where I felt my technical ability and my confidence in the studio setting was lacking. This consisted as working as a pair and ranged from photographing looks that were featured at Clothes Show Live 2014 to photographing for multiple lookbooks and up-and-coming clothing brands. The featured images contributed to Coventry winning Clothes Show Live Stand of the Year and later used for promotional work, but this didn't come without its problems. While shooting for Clothes Show Live, we didn't manage to get access to the studio beforehand, so the fact we had a black background threw us slightly as we expected a white one. As a photographer, I had to use what I learned in the previous module of working with light and adapt to the situation. Having said this, I think the images would have been more effective in terms of showing the detail of the clothes if they were shot against a white background. So when a later opportunity arose to shoot the fashion students for a lookbook, I learnt from this and used the resources I had to change the background to white, which produced much more clean, simplistic and aesthetically pleasing images. After having shot for this project, I found out that the post-production was taking place by the fashion students rather than ourselves, which allowed me to discover that I like to be in control of the post-production and selection of images. However, when it came to the post-production for other fashion shoots, I found it challenging to get a fast turnaround. Therefore, having the support of a partner made this process much easier as I could manage my time and split the workload appropriately. So what did I gain from this shoot? This shoot gave me more ideas and confidence when it came to that for the later fashion shoots that followed. I learnt a lot from the previous shoots in terms of posing, lighting, giving and taking direction, and the variety of clients presented with improved my communication, leadership, networking, and assisting skills. The studio setting meant that I was gaining more experience in an inside studio location in order to build my technical ability and confidence, which is what I set out to achieve at the beginning of this module. Comparing these different shoots, I learned that in some cases a photographer is wanted to take complete control and other times the client has a strong vision. Therefore, it's important to listen to the client's needs and suggest appropriate support and ideas when needed. During this process, I learned that I shouldn't be afraid to suggest ideas and I need to have confidence to suggest them, as they are often appreciated, and the more shoots I did, the more I learned that my direction and opinions were valued, improving my direction and communication skills. Continuing fashion freelance photography in the same partnership, I worked with the up-and-coming clothing brand AG90 because I wanted to experiment with a different fashion style and push my creative boundaries. This more urban style of clothing and location was out of my comfort zone, and in this shoot I took the lead as the main photographer. During this shoot I discovered a lot about myself as I kept finding myself going back for reassurance in my ideas, which is something I need to improve on, and in the more of these sorts of shoots I do, hopefully this aspect will improve over time. I've discovered that by working as part of a team, I feel a sense of security. In the working world, this could be both a positive and negative, so I've realised that I need to have more self-belief in my ability, and when working as part of a team, it may sometimes mean either taking more of a lead role or back seat, which is okay because in the professional world, teamwork doesn't always neatly divide into two. I was also part of a larger team of 3 photography students, where we created VisBox 2014, a collaborative celebratory exhibition of our class's work. So what did I get out of this experience? I work well as part of a team as I felt more comfortable bouncing ideas off others, where all 4 opinions were taken into account. However, as 4 of us were in control, as well as taking into consideration the venue holders, classmates and other professional points of view, clashes naturally occurred, so I learnt that compromise was huge in the workplace, especially when working as a larger team. When it came to actually being part of a team and producing the exhibition, I discovered that this could be a possible career path, as I really enjoyed the process of seeing an exhibition come together, where I took part in roles that were unfamiliar and actually really enjoyed, such as locating a venue, deciding a layout of the images, as well as putting up the work and overcoming problems along the way, such as hanging a large amount of images in the tight space we were given, these factors all linking into being a professional. This contrasted to the Pickpod exhibition, where I took part in only the curation, putting up of the work, rather than behind the scenes. By doing the 2 exhibitions in this contrasting manner, it made me realise how much I like being a part of the whole process, rather than just the final process of putting up the images. This aspect has made me consider events and curation in the future. This is because I found the VisBox exhibition more enjoyable and rewarding for this reason, and the fact I was able to be a part of the whole process was much more fulfilling for me personally. So if I were to do anything differently, I would have liked to be more involved in the PicPod exhibition, using the knowledge I learnt from VisBox, putting it into practice for PicPod. Both exhibitions were a great success and made me realise the extent of work that goes into creating an exhibition, and went to show that it is feasible to create a successful student-led exhibition. I learnt that organisation is key and not to be afraid to ask for help, playing to the strengths of others when working as part of a team. The success can be shown by the feedback we got, especially off social media. I am now even more aware of the importance of online presence and the impact this can have on the modern world, especially in the photographic and creative industries, as a way to publicise and advertise, as well as get feedback, but also as a way to reflect the popularity of both exhibitions. The importance of online presence within the creative industries made me realise the necessity of this for my creative career, so as a result I created a new updated outward-facing portfolio to showcase and document these experiences, which is something I would have never thought of doing beforehand. Overall, the process of event management within the creative field may be a route that I will think about after having done this professional experience module. I learnt a huge amount about planning and organising events in the real world, as well as growing as a person with confidence and assertiveness, and I learnt I thrive when working as part of a team. A huge positive I gained from this whole experience was networking and creating potential jobs for the future, which will aid me throughout my photographic career, where a relationship can be created with new clients to form future partnerships and provide me with new photographic opportunities. So what's next? I plan to develop and make the most of the networks I've created throughout this process, where I have shoots with the fashion students already lined up for the near future, as well as creating another exhibition from the links made during these exhibition experiences. So to answer my initial question of what makes a professional, from the experiences I have carried out, I feel essential networking skills, along with confidence, good timekeeping skills, assertiveness, managerial skills, organisational and communication skills, ability of working as a team, and problem solving with all-around politeness will aid me in my journey to becoming a professional.